No luck, just strategy and stress. Welcome to the battlefield. This is Kormega chess.
Again, it's your boy Kormega, and I've got another showcase for you today. This is not a new game. This is an old game that I played a couple weeks ago, and it was a bullet game. I don't really like going over bullet games because the nature of bullet is that sometimes the quality of the game is not the best. But this one was actually not bad for what it was, and my opponent was a very strong 3000 rated player on chess.com. So I was very happy with myself for this win, and I thought there were some things that I could sort of teach with the game. So I'll proceed to do that. Now, so we'll go back to the very beginning, and it was a Caro-Kann opening, and I always play the advanced Caro-Kann. I'm not one of these guys who plays the alien gambit. I like to take space. I like to push my pawn forward, and playing this again and again and again has gotten me used to certain positions, which actually helped me out in this game. I will say this, 99 out of 100 times if I play this guy, I probably lose 99 out of 100 games. But this particular game, this particular position, because I've played it so often, I'm very familiar with it, and I can navigate the position quite comfortably. So we continue with bishop f5, bishop d3, exchange bishops, e6 to stop my pawn in its tracks. Then I continue development with knight d2. He plays c5, immediately undermining my pawn chain in the center, and I support that with c3. Now he plays knight c6, continuing, in principle with his development, and also contesting influence on the center with his knight. I play bishop e3 to strengthen my center. Not the best move according to the engine. The engine reckons 0-0 is actually better. Anyways, that was what I played in the game. Queen c6, applying pressure on my b2 pawn, and so I defend that by pushing b3. Not the best move. Actually, the engine says queen c2 is better, is actually the best move. But I'm so comfortable, and it's a bullet situation, so sometimes 100% accuracy isn't what's important. What's important is knowing what to do in certain situations and playing according to that. Anyways, we continue. Pawn times pawn, pawn times pawn. He plays his knight attacking my queen, so I move the queen down to d2. Rook out already, doing the correct thing, which is occupying the open flank. This is one of the principles, one of the core principles in chess. Whenever there's an open flank, your rooks must occupy that, if you can do it comfortably. So I block that hole with my knight, with my second knight, by playing knight b to c3. The engine doesn't like that. The engine actually thinks 0-0 is the better move here. But like I said, it's not about 100% accuracy. It's about playing what you're comfortable with and understanding what the position requires. We continue. Now, if you notice, the only move left for me to complete my development is 0-0, which is castling to the king side, while black still has a couple of pieces in the way before he can complete his development. It's just worthy of note. 0-0, and my development is complete. He plays his knight to f5. Now I chase that knight away. I think it's overstayed its welcome. He moves back to knight c6, but now my b3 pawn is under attack, so I advance that. Immediately he attacks it with a5, and I push forward still. Now I really like this move because what it does, it pushes the knight back and it occupies space, and it makes black's queen a bit uncomfortable here, limiting the number of squares she can go to. Anyways, he moves back with his knight, and I support the pawn with a4. The engine actually doesn't like that and reckons that queen d3 is the appropriate move here. But then again, the engine sees things that we don't see. He continued by pinning the knight to my queen, which is a very good move. Now, I'm just happy that I have the knights connected, but I consolidate the defense of the knight on c3 by bringing my rook to c1. We continue. He continues. Now he's finished his development. He's castled. His rooks are connected. So I unpin my queen from this uncomfortable pin here and ensure that she's free. But there's also a little dirty trick that I'm preparing to play on my opponent. So I make it look as if I'm just avoiding the pin. He comes in with his rook very aggressively, and the engine clearly recognizes that as a blunder. And so I execute my little trick. These are bullet tricks, by the way. They probably won't work in a real game situation. But I played knight times d5. Now knight times d5 is a great move because it's attacking. It leaves three pieces vulnerable. First of all, I'm directly attacking the queen. I've taken away the protector from this rook, and should this pawn take the knight, this knight will be left unprotected. Whatever black decides to do, they need to address this knight move. And so he does by taking the knight. And then I continue. I'm a pawn ahead now. I'm comfortable. But it's not just about the material. It's also the psychological blow. This is a 3,000 rated opponent. And I'm sure he's not expecting a 2,000 rated opponent to be giving him this kind of opposition. Anyways, he brings his rook to defend d5. And then I take the rook. The engine actually doesn't like that move. The engine recommends knight f4. But I have a trick up my sleeve. He takes, and then I push the pawn, exposing the bishop's attack on the queen. Now the correct move for black here would have been queen g6 to sort of neutralize some of the stuff I was doing. But obviously this is a bullet situation, and you don't see everything. Not even a 3,000 strength rated player can see everything. So he plays bishop c5. I continue with e6. Pawn times pawn, pawn times pawn. And then he takes my bishop on e3. But I can see things here. His king is in a precarious situation. These squares, the king has limited squares to go to. You have a back rank with only a rook there. My pawn is on the 6th rank. And my queen is right here. So I'm putting 2 and 2 together quite quickly. And then I go to f7 with a check. He moves his king in, and then I push, ignoring the bishop on e3. Now, at this point, you can see the eval bar. I'm plus 7.34. I'm ahead on time. And any decisions that black makes here might not be entirely accurate because of the pressure on him and, the state of the board. Anyways, he continues with bishop times f2 check. I ignore and move my king in. There's no need for me to take it because I don't want any unnecessary counterplay from my opponent. If I take with rook, he could come down here for a check, with tempo, and then create an escape hatch. So I just ignore that. His rook is under attack. His bishop is going to be taken. It's my bishop anyway. I don't need to rush anything. So I just move my king away. Then he makes the final blunder of the game. He brings his rook to g8. And at this point, and this is the important thing of doing puzzles, you may have seen this kind of problem in a puzzle before, and the solution is quite simple. Queen times rook with a check. King takes back, and boom, you queen with a mate. Very simple game, and it's probably one of my more, one of the games I'm proud of. I'm really, really proud of, and I thought I'd share it with you. Let me know your thoughts about the game. If you enjoyed the game, let me know. If you feel there was a better way to capitalize on the advantages in the game, let me know. And if you think black missed a trick, let me know. Anyways, I'll be here again next time with another video, so keep playing chess. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next turn.
Welcome to the battlefield. This is Kormega Chess.